Hi, I'm Anthony Gascoigne from North Hertfordshire College.
Hi, I'm David Brett-Lavelle and I'm a chef lecturer here at North Herts College.
Today we are going to be preparing some squid for a later video where we're going to be doing two separate dishes. We've got some beautiful squid here today. In terms of storage, it's always good just to keep a damp J-cloth over the top with some cling film, just to keep it nice and fresh as well. It just gives it a little bit more better keeping quality. So we've got the squid here, we've got the body of the squid, and we've got the head of the squid here. So we're going to get that on our chopping boards. And first thing we are going to do is to take off the tentacles, because we can use those in our calamari later. So calamari is just the French term for that particular dish. So simply floured and deep fried. So we're going to take those off to start with. So at the front of the head here, you have what's called the beak. So we are going to just cut in front of the beak and just take off those lovely tentacles. Okay.
So this is squid, but is there a difference between that and cuttle?
Absolutely. Cuttlefish is just a different species. Little interesting fact when they talk about squid ink for usage in risottos and things like that. It's not actually from the squid, it's from the cuttlefish, because the cuttlefish has more squid content. In fact, we were down at Billingsgate Fish Market with the students the other week, and you could tell the difference between the cuttlefish and the squid and the ink content. It was oozing out of the cuttlefish. Beautiful. So all we're going to do now, squid preparation is very, very easy, and you don't even need to use a knife. You can use your hands. So first thing we're going to do is literally just pull on the heads and pull the internal organs out. They are going to go into our waste. It's important to keep yourself nice and clean and tidy, and just clean down as you go as well. So we've got some damp J-cloths. So we're now going to remove the quill or the feather, and we're just going to pull that out as well, hopefully in one piece. That hasn't. So we're just going to pull that out, and that's just a piece of cartilage which we can't use, so we're going to get rid of that. The loins, the tender loins here of the squid, we're just going to pull aside. Just use your fingers to almost seam fillet it with your hands, and just pull those off. Some people would discard those. We're not. We're going to use them. We're going to use them part of the calamari process. Too good to waste. Got to be very careful with the cooking of them, though. Overcooking them, and obviously squid goes from something quite tender to something very, very, very tough. In terms of the membrane, the flesh, we're just going to pull that off as well. And that's going to go in the bin. So just pull that off a little bit more. Same with the loins here. What you find with these, it's sometimes good just to use your knife, just to pull them off. Like so. Just use your knife just to scrape off. And with seafood in general is so expensive, it's really, really key, really, really important to use all of the squid. Utilize as much of it as you possibly can, or seafood. Nothing goes to waste with the cost of fish in general. So we're just going to trim that. Just get rid of any of the dark bits. Like so. What we're going to do now with these, with the body, we just need to give it a good clean out on the inside. Give it a good wash out. Same with the rest of the squid. We'll just give it a quick wash. So we've washed the squid. We've cleaned the internal cavity. We're going to go to stuff it now. Dave, can you talk to us about the stuffing?
All right. So what we've got here is just a chorizo stuffing. So we've got just simply taken some shallots and garlic, sweated it down so it's translucent, added The chorizo, just cooked it to release some of the oils. It's really important that you check the quality of your chorizo. So the better the quality, it's got more impact, more flavour, so that might adjust your recipe. This one wasn't the best product. It does a good job, but it has more spice in it, so I've taken less paprika out and less chili in there to compensate for it. And then we just added some egg yolk and we've added some breadcrumbs just to bind it all together. So I'll give you that ready to stuff. So
we're going to use a piping bag because it will be just a little bit easier for us. And we're just going to make sure that we manipulate it down into the cavity too, all the way to the bottom. The stuffing is quite coarse, so we do need to just make sure it goes all the way to the bottom.
I mean, we need it really packed because once it's cooked, it gives it that cylinder shape, really
holds its shape. So we've got it stuffed all the way through. What we don't want to happen is, whilst this cooks, is for the stuffing to come out. So we are just going to use cocktail sticks just to pierce it, to hold it together, to stop that stuffing coming through. Okay. And
this is going to be one of our slow cooks as opposed to a fast cook.
Absolutely. So we've got a pre-made, very simple tomato and basil sauce, all Mediterranean flavors going on here, and we're just going to spoon some of that into quite a deep tray for us to sit the squid on top of, and just spread that a little bit.
We don't want the sauce too dry, do we? We want to retain.
Absolutely. You are going to get some moisture come out of the squid as well. The idea of cooking it on top of the sauce like this is all the flavours, some from the stuffing, some from the squid itself, will all come out into the sauce just to give impact. We're just going to sit that on top, pop a few little lemon wedges in there, which is just going to flavour and again give a little bit of moisture. We're going to put some olive oil on the top of that, and we're going to just roast that in the oven. Okay, so we've taken the squid out of the oven, and we're just going to take the foil off. So it spent about, let's say, 20 minutes in the oven on about 200 degrees. I'll just put that to one side. So we're going to remove the squids from the sauce because I do want to just correct the sauce a little bit as well. Plus the squid does need to rest as well. Okay, so we'll take some of this juices, and I just want to, this shouldn't be a loose sauce, this is quite a thick kind of ragu almost, full of the flavour from the squids. There's a little bit of oil in there as well from the chorizo, and I'm going to embrace that. I'm actually going to use that as part of the sauce, so if it splits on the plate, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so I just want to check the seasoning of this. It does require a little bit of salt. It's really taken on the heat of the chorizo, which is good. Okay, and we'll just bring that to temperature, just warm that through. Might just put a little addition of olive oil in there as well, just to enrich it a little bit. So, squid time. We're going to take the toothpicks out. It has held the stuffing. I can feel the squid is nice and soft, it's not too firm. And we're just going to trim the end off. And we're just going to cut it into pieces We don't want that stuffing to come through, so do take a little bit of care. And as you can see there, we've got a lovely mosaic of the chorizo. If we were to cut that chorizo any smaller or too big when we cut this, actually it runs the risk of spilling out from the squid itself. So nice clean white plates on this occasion. Just take a little bit of care in the presentation on the plates. If you make a little bit of a mess, just adjust it. So back to the sauce. We've even got some of the chorizo in there. We're just going to spoon it very, very gently, very carefully. Just a little bit of the sauce. Let it find its own route. Don't try and be too fussy. A nice lemon wedge. We've got some garnish of chili, which has been in an ice bath, so it's slightly curled through. That's going to give a little bit of heat on the plates. Again, we've got some parsley as well. Okay, just going to finish that with a really good quality olive oil. Okay, just enrich and flavor as well. Okay, so we've got a chorizo stuffed squid with a lemon wedge and a sauce of tomato ragu.